Did I scare you with my haircut, jump scare? So I got a haircut. It's a little shorter than I asked for. My options were to keep it long and experience gender, or cut it short and somewhat know how to make it look halfway decent, kinda, and I chose the latter. But I didn't know exactly what to ask for, so now I look like sleep-deprived Griffin McElroy, if you want to be nice about it. Please be nice about it. So I guess just bear with me and my 5-head for a little bit, and we'll get through this together. Am I out of touch? What's going on with kids these days? The age-old question. I'm in a bit of an awkward position. I'm 23, which means that I'm technically part of Gen Z, but also I'm 23 and therefore on the older side of the generation. I'm in that gray area where I don't exactly fit perfectly into all the checkboxes. To put it simply, I don't think SNL is all that funny.
Bruh, seriously?
I'm so pressed right now, bro.
Bruh.
But I also don't know what it means to pull a gritty, and I'm afraid of people who do. So I've decided to fix that. I need to learn the ways of my own generation, to reach out to Gen Z. And apparently the US military had the same idea. I don't know why YouTube's advertising algorithm thought it would be a good idea to serve ads for the military to a disabled anarcho-communist, but I've been getting them.
Searching for meaning in a relentless world, always connected. But somehow, alone, we offer another path.
This Marine Corps commercial dropped back in 2020 and somehow had only the second worst understanding of the cyberpunk genre of anything that year. Man, these days everything's an ad for a product, and all those products claim to make you happy and solve all your problems, but they just leave you burned out and empty inside. Anyway, you'll become happy if you go to war. If you go to war right now, please. But the reason I bring this up is because of an ad campaign by the National Guard called The Next Greatest Generation.
The news says Gen Z is struggling. I've got news for them.
I wait tables, but last week I built a field hospital.
I put out a forest fire.
I stopped 1,000 attackers.
I piloted a drone strike on civilians. So take that, the news.
The greater the challenge, the stronger we become.
Perhaps this is still me being out of touch, but I don't think Gen Z really values becoming strong all that much, especially when the other options are to, you know, fix the problems you mentioned.
A rogue virus. No jobs. Sky-high tuition debt. Life is trying to put our generation on the sidelines.
Now sure, we, the government, could do our jobs and get people the healthcare, housing, and food they need to survive. Or, and hear me out here, we could give all our budget to the military and spend millions on ads calling young people pussies for not wanting to join a forever war in our behalf. I don't know about you, but one of those sounds pretty good to me.
Watch us become the next greatest generation.
The next greatest generation. What happened to the last one again? The comments are so funny to me because they're clearly making fun of them and they can't tell. The economic positions that our government has put us in is really rough. I better join their military branch to thank them. We are happy to answer any questions you may have regarding enlistment into the Army National Guard. OMG, I've been living my life wrong for 17 years. I will be joining now, right now. We are here to help you with the process. But the military isn't the only ones trying to reach the youths through advertising. You could fill a book with companies trying to say, how do you do, fellow kids? A very, very large book. I'm not joking when I say this. I truly think the Wendy's meme ad
Eat spicy goodness like a boss.
killed the unironic top text bottom text meme. Of course, TikTok is particularly rife with this, which makes sense as it's where Gen Z is hanging out, as they say. Yep, I'm in touch. Speaking of TikTok, you might have seen this ad from Google and Samsung featuring everyone's favorite TikToker Addison Rae. Also, I spent a very long time thinking this was an Amazon commercial and wrote a joke about her being Addison Prime, which then escalated into a bit about her being a transformer, and then I looked it up again and realized that wouldn't work. So that's cool. So Addison Prime is having that classic relatable scenario where she's throwing the fanciest dinner party, holy shit. But uh-oh, everyone's on their phones. It's on their phones. So her solution to this predicament is not to attempt to start up a conversation or even eat the food that no one has touched at this dinner party. Her solution is to yell at her phone,
Hey Google.
to play a loud-ass song from 1997, to which no one reacts to in any sort of way, not even looking up. So she takes that as her invitation to jump up and do one of these.
Helicopter, helicopter, paracopter, paracopter.
And only then does everyone else join in and put down their phones, which they're advertising. I think we have a winner here. I think taking famous TikTokers and putting them into more traditional media is a successful formula for understanding Gen Z. And fortunately for me, a company called Brat TV agrees. Not Brat's TV, unfortunately. Brat TV, singular, is... how do I describe it? Okay, so Wikipedia describes it as, quote, a digital media network which was launched in 2017 and is available on YouTube. The network features original shows and is intended for teenagers of Generation Z. Hell yes. The original script features popular teenage social media celebrities. I'm not sure that was the right word. Maybe we should see Wikipedia's guide to writing better articles. They put famous influencers in YouTube sitcoms. That's the basic gist. And I'll be honest, it's not a bad business model. Like, think about it. It's basically the same concept as putting a big name actor in your movie, but with way less of a price tag. Remember Collateral Beauty? This was the lineup for that movie. And it sucked. It sucked so bad, but people still went to go see it. Related note, I'll let you guess the level of quality on display in Brat TV's productions.
I'm bagel. I have bagel. Sorry, bagels. I have bagels. For you.
It's basically free advertising. Why spend thousands of dollars on commercials when you can just tell your clout-hungry employees that they'll be Hollywood superstars if they tell their millions of followers to watch your YouTube show? That sentence was too long, and I'm sorry. I've made a severe and continuous... Nobody really wants to watch Attaway General, the show which expects us to believe the premise that a hospital chose to allow a bunch of high school students to just kinda hang out.
I mean, it went well. I feel great.
And now you're a TV?
But wait, is that the TikTok dancing girl? I know her. Alright, I guess I'll tune in. Except never mind, she disappears after season 1, and when I tried to find out why, the Brat TV wiki informed me that she was brutally murdered off screen between seasons 1 and 2. And I'm pretty sure that's not true, but I'm for sure not gonna watch it to find out. Also, I'm pretty sure the wiki editors are fucking with me specifically because the Attaway General wiki, which the show has one, I guess, seems to have a lot more information, at least until the last paragraph takes an insane left turn. Dr. Henry required sacrifices to bind Malthazak to Rosie's body, so he sacrificed his troublesome daughter. Will attempted to save her, but was caught between George's sacrificed corpse and the ethereal arm of Malthazak, who pulled his soul into the spirit realm. Actually, I think that one might be true. The channel's lineup also features such works of art as Brobot, starring Brent Rivera as Quirky Siri.
So what? You're a robot with a sense of humor?
So what? You're a robot with a sense of humor?
Are you repeating back to me what I'm saying?
Are you repeating back what I'm saying?
Shut the fuck up!
Red Ruby, a vampire show that is very cool. And their flagship show, Chicken Girls? Why are they called Chicken Girls? We fly together. Oh, okay. It's because they fly together. You know, like how chickens do? But Brat TV is not just making TV, they're also making movies. Kinda. As of this recording, Brat has made 4 feature-length movies. A Chicken Girls movie, a holiday special, something called Spring Breakaway, and the movie I want to talk about, Intern in Chief. Now, when I say feature-length, I want to make it crystal clear that I mean just barely. Intern in Chief is 49.5 minutes long, including a commercial at the beginning. The minimum length to be considered a film is 40 minutes, and most people consider even that to be too short. The only one that exceeds an hour or even 50 minutes is the Chicken Girls movie. I can't believe I just spoke the phrase Chicken Girls movie like it was normal. Now, not to judge a book, or I guess a pamphlet by its cover, but Intern in Chief caught my eye because of that title. It evokes a very specific image. I get the picture of like, the president hires a new intern, and through shenanigans, they start calling the shots. hijinks ensue. It's a very Disney Channel, Cory in the House-esque premise, but like it fits the age demographic and at least it would be unique. But no, this movie does not take place in the White House. This movie does not take place in any house. What did you do to Cory's house, Brat? Intern-in-Chief is Kidz Bop Devil Wears Prada, and I realize even that sounds way more fun than it is. Anyway, this movie starts with a commercial for gum.
Today's movie is brought to you by Extra.
Today's movie is brought to you by gum. What an incredible sentence.
Please don't change. Please don't change.
Gum. The only way your children will love you. Like, say what you will about obvious product placement in movies, but at least the Transformers movies didn't start with a monologue about Bud Light by everyone's favorite robot in disguise, Addison Rae. Anyway, the actual movie begins with our main character Rhyme doing a fashion show.
It's close to showtime, and the crowd is getting restless as we await this highly anticipated breakthrough performance by Ryan McAdams.
Or at least I think it's a fashion show. I can't tell for certain because for some reason it has sports commentators.
That's right. Critics are saying this show will literally make or break the rest of her career.
I'm not an expert in fashion shows, clearly, but I'm pretty sure they don't have those. To be or not to be, that is the question. Whether 'tis... And welcome back, folks, to the Attaway High School Spring Theater production of Hamlet, brought to you by Pal and Buddy. If you're just now joining us, theater teacher Brett Hudson has put on one hell of a show so far, but it all rests on the shoulders of young lead actor Wesley Webster. And arrows of outrageous fortune, or to take arms against a sea... That's right, Jim. The iconic monologue from the Shakespearean classic may make or break tonight's show. And rumor has it that Webster's girlfriend, the young actress for Ophelia, has threatened to break up with Webster should he, quote, blow it. Pressure's mounting for Hamlet, but either way, we're sure to be on the edge of our seats. Couldn't have said it better myself, John. The heartache and the 1,000 natural shocks. Oh, and a voice crack ruins the monologue. One thing's for sure, somebody's getting a fake on-stage kiss later. Let's go to the replay. And I guess the commentary throws her off balance, literally, because she immediately falls down to the horror of the audience.
Ryan McAdams just face planted on the red carpet, folks.
What? No, she didn't. She fell backwards. Also, there is no red carpet. It's a fashion show, not a movie premiere. I think you're just bad at your job that doesn't exist. His job isn't the only thing that doesn't exist, though, because it turns out that it was all just a dream.
You can't even walk in heels. Who do you think you are?
Breaks over with breaks over with.
We are 2 minutes in. I should probably speed things up. Don't you love when you're filming a YouTube video and nature is like, oh cool, you're filming a YouTube video? Wow, you dumb bitch. How about I send a loud-ass thunderstorm your way? Would that be cool? Would that be epic? So in reality, Rhyme is not a model. She actually works for cartoonishly evil boss man at a country club along with friends 1, 2, and 3.
Like, who actually wears these things?
I just read it for the articles.
You didn't need to put that sound effect in. So during work, Rhyme and the fashion-obsessed friend 3 are greeted by Effie, who offers to take them shopping despite the fact that, again, they are currently at work. Welcome to fast food, how can I help you? Oh, hey pal. Hey buddy, didn't realize you worked here. Oh yeah, I just started. Gotta pay for law school somehow, right? Yeah, I hear that. Hey, do you want to hang out today? There's a new Transformers movie out. Addison Rae's in it. Well, as fun as that sounds, I don't clock out for another couple hours, and I'm probably gonna be pretty tired by then. No, I meant now. Like right now? Look, I appreciate you wanting to hang out, and we definitely can another time, but we need to hang out now. Look, pal, I can't just leave. I just got this job, and my boss is literally right there. I don't think you fully understand the situation here, buddy. They have my mother. What? I found a note in my gum. They want $50,000. I need your help. Okay, I'll help you. Have you or your loved ones been abducted by a gum company? Have you been forced to pay ridiculous ransoms to criminals with ridiculously fresh breath? You may be entitled to compensation. Go to Pal and Buddy, attorneys at law. Please do. I did get fired from the fast food place and am drowning in student loans. For some reason, Friend 3 offers to cover for Rhyme, despite the fact that he's the one who's obsessed with fashion and Effie offered the shopping trip to him.
They're khaki and disgusting.
We're going shopping.
If you want to go, I can cover for you.
And over a stock footage montage voiceover, Effie tells Rhyme that they are going to lunch with Effie's aunt, who owns a fashion magazine. The very same magazine, I should note, that Friend 3 loves to read, which adds an extra level of fucked up that he didn't go on this trip.
Hi, Apple. I'm Camille's niece. We're here for lunch.
Lunch.
I've heard of such an event, but I've never quite figured out what it was. No, don't put the angelic meme sound effect in your movie. Yeah, remember in Ocean's 11 when they played Sneaky Snitch by Kevin MacLeod during the heist scene? Wasn't that so cool? So while Effie is distracted by dress, we get a new character! New character alert!
Magnifico, no? The Guillaume Florentino gang. It's a work of art.
I feel like I've seen this trope a bunch, where a character will start a conversation by coming up behind someone and talking about the thing they're staring at. Have you ever seen someone try to do this in real life? Okay, so I still need laundry detergent. Extra gum, huh? What? I'm a big fan myself. Really takes me back to the good old days. I was looking at the laundry detergent. I'm sorry, can I help you? Yeah, I guess it is kind of weird that it's here. Somebody must have left it for us to find. You know, me and my mom used to send notes to each other in these. Okay. That is until the incident. She was never the same after that. Hey, can I get your number? Oh, they're gone. More gum for me then. Wait, what's this? No. No, not again. Anyway, this is Angelo.
Angelo.
He is Italian. And that's Angelo.
Signorina, la cosa bella arrivano quando non l'esercito.
Classic Angelo, always dogging in Italian. Angelo tells Effie that he asked Rhyme to join in on a big pitch. Off screen?
We've been preparing for a big pitch. I invited her to take a look.
When I first saw this, I thought that was a lie, because Rhyme is the main character. Why did we not see this huge potential step in her journalism career?
The journalist girl?
By the way, she wants to be a journalist, but I guess Angelo is better at it because this was news to me.
Ah, this is the pitch for the Terrestrix annual fashion show. What do you think?
This is amazing. You are so talented.
We never actually get to see this pitch because that would require some sort of imagination on the part of the filmmakers. But who cares about that? Rhyme's got opinions.
It's just not super relatable. Nobody I know wants to wear 6-inch stilettos.
Yeah, you're in high school. Of course you don't know anybody who likes stilettos.
You're not our target audience.
This comment by Martinique, this is Martinique by the way, I'll let you guess who she's supposed to remind you of, is portrayed as like a, you young whippersnappers with your strange ideas, relatable, I scoff at thee. But like, she's right. Just because you wouldn't personally wear it doesn't mean it's bad. And like, not to defend the practices of the fashion industry, but it's not supposed to be relatable. Often it's explicitly and purposefully outlandish, whether that be to make a statement or just to showcase the talents of the designers. And sometimes, people do want to wear this stuff. Shocker, I know. Remember how we literally just had a scene where your friend was thirsting over what we're told is the dress to end all dresses? And how your other friend reads Trishik in its current state all the time?
I just read it for the articles.
In hindsight, this line reads a lot darker, like he knows Rhyme will belittle his interests whenever he tries to talk about it. Friend 3, you deserve better. I'm sorry I don't know your name, you just weren't given any other character traits besides liking fashion. Anyway, Rhyme finally stops insulting poor Martinique's work when Effie's aunt and discount Miranda Priestley enters the scene.
And yet, oh, you cut it out.
Stop, please. But the aunt, Camille, also doesn't like the pitch.
No, 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 no!
I've refrained from taking potshots at the acting thus far because, as we've discussed, most of them are children with no acting background, but these are adults, so I get to make fun of this guy's facial expressions.
They want us to bring in more revenue.
By being more commercial. No!
Oh, I stand corrected. We do actually get to see a little bit of the pitch. And look how out of touch this is. Jeans? Kinda fancy high heels? Ugh, that's not relatable. Get these bougie fucks out of here. So in desperation, Martinique flips the script on Rhyme's criticisms and presents them as a new pitch. And that works.
Real people. Brighter colors. I mean, no one wears heels anymore.
I'll be back from Paris first thing Monday. Have a new draft on my desk by 8 a.m.
What are you staring at? So Rhyme's pissed that Martinique stole her bad idea. I mean, how dare she lie to her shitty boss like that, right? She wants to leave, but Martinique says,
we need your help.
And she does. She agrees to help her.
I wouldn't know real if it smacked me in the face.
What in the YN Not Like Other Girls fanfiction was that line? Anyway, back to the country club.
Ooh, Rhyme, is that Ezra?
Miller? Tell them to turn themselves in.
That's an option I present people, always.
Hi.
And always just knock you out, and then you won't have to panic.
Right, you just gotta knock
Just let me know.
Yeah.
No, it's just her boyfriend, I think. They dedicate an entire scene to her catching her boyfriend up on what we already saw.
I don't even know if I can get Hamilton to go with me with all this attention he's been getting lately.
No, I think the hype around the musical has died down by now. He shouldn't be that busy. Then her friends, who are all facing the same way, try to convince her to work at Très Chic, but she isn't convinced until she finds a packet of extra gum with a note inside. Gum. Quit your job. Go on the run. Only gum shall sustain you. That's an actual scene from the movie. That's how they do the accepting the call. Remember in Star Wars when Luke decides to go rescue the princess because he found a juicy fruit? So clearly I'm gonna have to speed things up, but luckily for me, this is when the filler happens. Rhyme starts working on the new relatable pitch by immediately going to a thrift store in a montage they got a grand total of 3 angles for. I'm sure the editor had fun with that. Meanwhile, friends 1, 2, and 3 have a couple close calls with Boss Man. I think he's starting to suspect.
How could he do that?
Do what?
How are you everywhere?
I have tunnels in the walls. Martinique learns to respect Rhyme and her ideas. You'll notice I mentioned this major character change offhand because so does the movie. And Effie and Angelo become a lot closer after, you guessed it, yet another extremely subtle gum commercial.
I think I'll come too. Wait.
Gum. Go kiss that hot guy. So Camille comes back and is rightfully confused as to why there's a child here.
What do they know about Très Chic?
Well, that's the point. It's...
Did he just have that ready to go? Why? The group tries to do the pitch, but Camille reveals that Très Chic is being sold, Camille is being fired, and all the clothes are being auctioned. The team is distraught, until Effie resolves to instead save the magazine and comes up with a plan. Off screen.
I've got a plan.
Hey guys, you know all those filler scenes and montages that had no bearing on the story whatsoever? Put the plot there. Put the character decisions and pivotal moments there. Or at the very least, put both in the movie, and then it'll break the hour mark. Meanwhile, friend 1 gets her phone confiscated by Boss Man and needs to get it back from his office. But...
it's locked. I have an idea.
I'll bribe the door to open. With my Adabank card. With my picture on it? And inside the office, friend 2 finds something ominous. We'll get back to that, actually. Rhyme also gets fired from the country club, but who cares because she hates it and is clearly financially secure. And while she's packing to go home, in the country club for some reason, did she live here? Effie reveals her plan.
Everyone's coming to Très Chic for the auction tomorrow, but there's not gonna be an auction.
Then what is there gonna be?
What it was supposed to be, a fashion show.
Effie's brilliant plan to save the magazine is to lure the investors under false pretenses to a fashion show that they thought would be an auction. Yeah, that'll get you back in their good graces. Montage time! The team, along with friends 1, 2, and 3, oh, no, just 1 and 2. 3 did not get to be part of the planning of the fashion show for his favorite magazine. They did this guy so fucking dirty, holy shit. Anyway, they put together the fashion show while the country club members pretend to prepare for the ball.
Okay, break it up, break it up. The ball's in T minus 4 hours, everybody. Look alive.
Oh, yeah, the country club is having a ball. They've been setting it up this entire movie, but you'll notice I didn't mention it because it literally doesn't matter.
The Crown Lake Ball's in a few days.
The Crown Lake Ball.
The ball? The ball.
The ball is...
Isn't the Crown Lake Ball tomorrow? Who cares, Ellie?
Hi, Brat TV. Charlie here. A little insider knowledge for you. There's this concept in screenwriting called a second draft. Rhyme then finds Camille sobbing in a corner.
I'm just not ready to see my entire career sold off yet.
Well, people are starting to arrive. Maybe you should get ready, wash your face.
I can't rhyme.
Oh, it's easier than you think. You just use a word that sounds like another word. Oh, were you talking about the face thing? I don't know, maybe use water?
You know, whatever happens tonight, be proud. Trey Chic was your vision and it's your grit that you got this far. You can't let anybody take that away from you.
Wow, what a heartwarming moment. Let's go through this character's greatest hits again.
The conference call dropped again! Out! I simply cannot take this to Paris. No, 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 no! Why do I even bother employing you two? Apple!
Trey Chic may be over, but I'll still need fresh coffee and dry cleaning and...
No!
Oh, that's right. She's an asshole, from whom we've seen almost no redeeming qualities thus far. Why is she getting a redemption arc? I mean, not even a redemption arc, an it's okay, sweetie, you were a girl boss this entire time arc. It's especially weird considering the very next scene.
Now, I want everyone back to work in 30 seconds, or you're all fired.
Boss Man finds out his employees are essentially staging a walkout to go volunteer at a fashion show and threatens to fire them, and that's where friend 2 reveals what she found in his office.
Do you want to explain what's happened to all of the tip distribution for us?
Yeah, he's been stealing all of their tips, like hundreds of dollars worth, and she's just now telling her coworkers? He committed a crime, the most common type of theft. He left the most incompetently incriminating evidence lying around, and you wait until you can blackmail him for a ride?
He'll be our driver for the night, too. Sound good?
What are the other people thinking? Like, man, I have to pay for my mother's hospital bills after she was kidnapped by Extra Gum. This could have helped so much. What the fuck? Like, yeah, I'm glad he got his comeuppance or whatever, but A, the punishment doesn't fit the literal crime. B, this is undone by a later scene. And C, we just watched an equally abusive boss get forgiven. Why should we root for Camille and against Boss Man? Until we find out about the theft, what's the difference between the two besides the fact that he makes them wear khaki?
They're khaki and disgusting.
Why am I watching this fucking movie? He also gets a redemption arc, but my point still stands because it's played for laughs. It turns out he's secretly a Trey Chic fan, so he gets to walk the runway, and then is just kinda hanging out, as the kids say. And then they dedicate an entire scene to Rhyme giving her friends necklaces. Are we gonna see the necklaces? Do they have like an important inscription that means something to them? And also the viewer? Nope, just moving on. Cool. Cool scene.
Flash?
Anyway, the fashion show starts and everyone's clapping because look how relatable this is. A sundress? Sneakers? Why didn't we think of this before? This totally makes us want to buy the company back, which they do. The plan works somehow. And then the movie ends.
They said that was exactly what they've been looking for.
This movie was bad. Obviously. I don't think you needed me to come to that conclusion on your behalf. I have a similar fascination with Brat TV as I do with, say, Darman. Darman writes videos using Mad Libs cards. It's designed in a lab to mash together all the right topics and story beats that everyone's aunt will share it on Facebook. Brat TV does the same thing, but with famous teens. Fundamentally, Intern in Chief is not a movie, it's a product. Remember the necklace scene? Turns out it did have a purpose, to get you to buy exclusive Chicken Girls petite heart necklaces. While you chew on some extra gum, of course. Making good art was never a consideration here, at least from the higher-ups. And because of this, everyone in production who tried to make this a good movie was playing at a disadvantage. So while I would like to just say that the editing, for example, is bad and just move on with my life, I also know that they probably didn't have a choice. I mentioned it with this montage, but take a look at this scene.
We're going shopping. They're Crown Lake Falls in a few days.
We have jobs.
Like, it's jarring. We cut from rhyme saying we have jobs to a very similar frame of rhyme, now out of focus and halfway through towel fold, so that we can look at friend 3 pointing at her in agreement and then cut back to Effie. It's a bad edit, but also, given the limited coverage of the scene, it's likely that they didn't have a lot of options. My best guess is the director told them they had to include the finger point for comedy, but none of the takes in this angle worked because they shot with too wide an aperture to have her and the point be in focus. Yes, the two shots are too similar and they should have gotten more angles during filming, but they also probably couldn't because this is a one-sided set. And yes, they probably should have gotten more takes, but they probably couldn't because Brat TV insisted they hire famous children who legally can't work on set as long as adults. It's holistically bad, is what I'm saying. The result is a movie that ends up being exactly what it attempts to criticize. A vapid, soulless husk that doesn't know what real people want.
I wouldn't know real if it smacked me in the face.
It seems like the extent of the research that went into this movie was finding out that sometimes models fall down, and sometimes models are vain. And of course, watching Devil Wears Prada once.
Oh, croissant?
I don't do carbs, obviously.
She's on a diet. Isn't that so silly? I'm not saying you can't criticize the fashion industry. Of course you can. The movie you ripped off did it extremely well. I think the best encapsulation of my problem with this movie is this comment. One thing I would really like to see from Brat is a show with more body diversity. The large majority of the characters all seem to be a similar smaller size, which is unrealistic to the world. With the large modern platform you have, having some characters with different body shapes would be so amazing to see for the future of Brat. Can't wait to see more from the company. Here's to shows with more diversity. 2 hearts. This is something Rhyme points out in the Trashik pitch, but in a different way.
And I mean, these models, I don't know anyone who actually looks like that. Are these proportions even real?
A more dismissive way, and then it's never brought up again. The question isn't, are these proportions even real? The question is, why are these outfits tailored for and shown off on only people with these proportions? How incredible is it that a comment on a movie can have the exact same criticism as that movie, but have it be conveyed much better, more respectfully, and with a better call to action than that movie? And Brat TV hearted this comment 2 years ago. Fast forward to now, and conventionally attractive teenage heartthrobs are still the face of the company. I started this video by desperately trying to relate to my fellow Gen Z peers, and unfortunately Brat TV didn't really help me. Or did it? Because isn't it the most Gen Z thing of all to bully out-of-touch corporations on the internet? Huh. Thanks, Brat TV. I guess I am in touch after all. And I want to repay the favor. Just as Rhyme came to Trashik to spread the good word of being relatable, so too shall I for Brat TV. I want to be the next Brat TV cast member. Actually, I've just decided that I hate this bit, and myself for having thought of it. I've made a severe... That's where I'm gonna cut this off. If you enjoyed this video, please smash the like button, commit a horrible wartime atrocity that scars both the land and the collective psyche of the people who live in it for generations on the subscribe button, and leave a comment telling me who your favorite Transformer is and why it's Addison Prime. Goodbye.